just wearing a backpack, and then I have tripod to document the interviews, and then recorder, and then all of the stops are coming from the Lola's house or the garden. So, ano ba yung intention? Why Lolas? I treat them as a hero. They have to pass on. They have the one who stored the stories of each families.
It's basically an extension of the monstrous installations that I do. Well, it's a term that I'd like to describe my works, which is also, I guess, rooted to my being raised in Jensan, which is very rich in local Aswang folklore. You know, I do like environments and I do the creatures that inhabit them. So it's like expanding this artificial mythology that I have. You know, I just do the work as effectively as I can, and hopefully people will definitely draw something out of it, whether it's in language of craft or the making of the work or the idea behind the work. I guess in the end it's the sensibility that I'm more concerned about. It's this cultivation of a particular sensibility. I'm not exactly sure what that sensibility is.
I was like reminded of the signages. I was just like trying to preserve the idea of preserving the parts of the city, or like encasing the specimen of that city, or like preserving an organism like paper also, which is meant to tear, which is meant to drench, and which is meant to also fade like paper. I have this long relationship with the process of cutting. Like when I was in high school, we used to do shadow plays.
So when I created these images, I was in the phase of not knowing. I was in search for meanings that leads me to explore and experiment. It was just triggered because I have these issues about photography. People are just going nowhere past about those issues about digital and film. And photography is not art, because I was searching how to maximize the medium. It evolved into something like this.
This is an attempt to create a personal history, or sort of an autobiography. To do that, I need to sort of get out of the inside the family. Process of unlearning the upbringing that my mother has done to me. Process of unlearning and deschooling. Since 2005, I have been processing this trauma. I run to art, I resort to art to assess my life, basically. In 2012, I have this bigger project, clearing artistic baggage. Practically means disposing my stuffs. And all these objects, art objects, whatever I find, all this in my storage, and I document it and basically dispose it or recycle it, turn it into another, like the one I exhibited in Loyola. After doing the show, I realized that while attempting to make a portrait of my mother, Fresi Capulo, turned out to be something that I don't want to be. Turned out to be a portrait of myself. It becomes not Buen Calubayan's Fresi Capulong, but Fresi Capulong's Buen Calubayan, because in a sense that she is the artist and she made me. I'm her artwork.
I was always been fascinated by iconographies in different beliefs, like in Buddhism and in Christian. When I went to Bangkok and Singapore, I saw these temples, numbers of temples, and it was really like amazing, and I was really fascinated when I saw it in person. I thought of like using it as reference. I just sat on my table and like work, and it's like also like meditating and praying. It took me like hours and hours of just sitting there with no music, with no nothing, just concentrate.
The original plan for this show is about structures and boring objects, and we end up with the idea of spaces. All paintings are taken from different films, mostly movie stills. Parang gusto kong i-explore na paano pa, kasi kadalasan sa painting ay mga kapal na patong, so parang gusto kong explore yung
kumbaga backward process ng painting. Medyo simple lang yung exhibition concept ko. Maybe I'll start with the general idea of my works today. It has a lot to do with the manipulation and alteration of found images and materials. Normally, the intentions are to illustrate a story that is related to that particular material or image. Also, sometimes to react or to counter the immediate response to that material, to the fixed meaning of that image or material. Most of the materials and images that I use are from related to history. History because personally I'm really interested in history. Also because the concept of my works, investigation or illustration of various aspects of Pinoy culture, yung pagiging Pinoy, the way how we think, how we react, how we look at ourselves, how we present ourselves.
My first images are pitong lupa. It's materials collected. It's a cup of lupa actually. So the pitong lupa are its land issues such as militarization and mining in ancestral domain areas indicating Kimbabwe, Bukidnon, Paracag, Bukidnon, Opol, Misamis Oriental, San Fernando, Bukidnon, Lanao del Sur, Dalwangan, Balay, Misamis Oriental. And the indigenous people and the communities are displaced, harassed, and even abused and killed. I wanted to share this, but I know that these problems are not often talked about and shared, and it was a way for me to reach out to this different audience, because you know a lot of times when we don't hear the problem, we think it's gone, we think it's fine, we think it's disappeared, but actually it's a continuing struggle for them until now. Actually, I'm very much in contact with them because I work with them. I try to wrap up in various meanings of the word beat, blow, defeat, rhythm, pertaining to unjust bloodshed.
Habang ginagawa ko yung series, napansin ko rin na parallel yung process ng hoarding sa process ng paintings ko, kasi ako layer by layer ako magtrabaho. Parang nagbe-build up yung layer ng emotion, paint, sa emotion ulit, paint. Parallel siya dun sa pag-hoard na piece by piece sila nag-iipon ng objects. Medyo prominent sa works ko yung image ng bahay. Kasi feeling ko dyan nag-start lahat dyan mag-uumpisa yung maliit na bagay. Hanggang sa yung bahay nila, punong-puno ng may mga things behind. Parang gusto ko ma-feel ng viewers na yung actual na paghanap ng bagay dun sa hoard. Yung parang may lalabas, may matatago ulit. And then siguro yung fear ko lang siguro sa mag-fall or yung fear na too late para bumangon. Ganun.
I guess the show itself started with the idea for the show started with these snapshots that I found, like sort of small photographs I found in my dad's library maybe 4 years ago. And in a way, a lot of my practice deals with this this moment where I guess political histories and maybe like histories of the decorative sort of meet up. And I always thought these mass games are kind of one of these sort of perfect sort of convergences of this interest. Not so much a departure, but I'm kind of more interested in now in kind of expanding away from the wall and actually kind of creating objects. And I'm interested in this idea of like kind of creating speculative artifacts and how, you know, looking through these like minor events in history and trying to fill in these narrative gaps by making objects that sort of pertain to them, and you're never really sure whether they're actual objects. So
ito na yung The Family. Ayan na po yung, makikita nyo na po yung isang buong pamilya na may connection na nagiging makulay na yung mga pagkatao namin is connection sa heart talaga. Parang yun. Pinili ko yung works na about sa family is kasi dun yun yung parang mas alam ko at saka yung proseso na parang kumukoneksyon talaga sa akin.